Gonna get straight to it. I also wanted to go over from the previous Eve Online stream we did. We were trying to see about sending some help out to someone who had a Rorqual lost out there, and hopefully it turned out all well for him. But I I can say that I haven't gotten back any message from. I tried sending some a mail. What do you call it? An email via the um, the Eve internal email that they provide to see if just to ask them if they were anything about it. And they either didn't get it or just kind of were like, well, who's this guy randomly talking about Oracle? So I don't know. So uh, hopefully it all turned out all right. I hope it did. I honestly do. So let me make sure the sound's doing all right because I noticed. Hold on, it did. I honestly do. So let me make sure it seems like it's going all right. The last few days, the very first few minutes of every episode, just a little bit, just the very first like minute, maybe two, in for minute or two of our streams for some reason have been starting off really low, and I'm not really sure why. I think I may have fixed it. I rerouted a bunch of wires. I know that sounds super technical and specific, right? But I pretty much plugged everything in, unplugged everything, trying to make sure nothing was loose. If it's still having a problem, then it might not be a hardware situation and something more in like somehow how I'm recording or something. But we're not gonna waste any more time. We're gonna go straight into the gameplay. And we're still on the tutorial. It's funny, we've done 5 episodes and I think we've only gotten 1 totally done and then 2 kind of started. The military's gonna be kind of neat. I think we just kind of hang out in the Eve streams, to be honest. It's a good game just to talk and hang out over. We don't typically stress too much during it. Alright, so this is... I guess we just security forces pirates aren't operating full capacity. I need to procure one of them for the next day. Okay, we just need to get a tracking computer. Okay, that's pretty simple. We just need to buy a tracking computer. Market details. Let's go cheapest price and then go ahead and buy it. And complete mission. Easy enough. I think we got our money back for it. What should we buy it for? Yeah, we got our money back in interest. That's good. Check what my item hanger had. Okay, so let's request another mission from him. Discover an ancient site that pirates are using for some kind of staging outpost. Okay. So basically for this mission, we just need to analyze something, like kill some pirates and analyze something. Okay, let's accept that. Let's go ahead and throw our let's make sure we got weapons and ammunition. I'm gonna maybe buy some ammunition because I'm not at the place where all my ammunition is with my other character. If you haven't seen the other ones, this is pretty much a fresh character. We started a fresh character for the streams, straight out of the box. We've only played him on Fridays, so this is the fifth time we've seen him for about an hour. So 5 hours in, this is pretty much where we're at. But I would say about 1 hour though we spent most of the time talking. So I think that you could probably get a little faster if you're just focusing on progression, but. Surprisingly, we got a good amount of money though. we had a decent amount of money. Let's just go ahead and buy, what we need. So just iron. I know it's probably not the best, but it's the cheapest, and it shouldn't be really hard. Let's go to ammunition charges. Iron charge small. There we go. Best price is at station. Get Let's not have to worry about it again. Let's get 10,000. Let's move all that into item hanger. Throw on that ammunition. Right now it's got, I'm not sure what ammunition it's got. I think it's iron or antimatter. Iron, yeah. Because I know you get antimatter pretty much for free early on. That's why we could have a little missile launcher too if we got a missile launcher. Because we have technically 2 launcher hard points. And that'd be kind of fun. Want to just run through it with a missile launcher? Sure, why not? Let's have fun. Let's splurge on a light missile launcher early on, because right now we have more. We've kind of benefited from having a lot of money for a starter, or a decent amount of money for a starter, and technically our other guy's doing all the corporate. Is kind of handling all the corporate needs. Actually, speaking of, I'm kind of worried about. I'm wondering about the corporate hangar. Hold on. I would say corporate hangar, so I may have fallen. Hold on. Oh yeah, this isn't a place with a corporate hangar, is it? This isn't the place where I have my corporate hangar. I was gonna say I may have fallen out of rent with the corporate hangar. Let's go ahead with another override injector. Do we buy the light missile launcher already? Ship equipment, light missile launcher. There we go. Station. Cheapest price at station. Okay. So let's buy 2. Just in case we want another one later. Let's go ahead and throw 1 on. Do you want to go predominantly missiles? What are we more skilled at? Are we more skilled at missiles, or are we more skilled at, That's really what you want to know. It looks like we're pretty skilled at missiles. Light missiles are at 3. Medium hybrid turret, we're almost at, 5, though. So, we'll probably go with what we have here. Gunnery's 15 total. So, we'll stick with that. And we need to get Scourge missiles. Just because we wanted to keep it simple. There's a whole resistance game to it, but I think we're going to stick with just Scourge missiles and iron because they're generally cheap. I make tons of these things on my other character. They're cheap. Actually, when you think about it, it's kind of funny that you're basically selling missiles for. I guess ISK might. I don't know how that would translate in basically in like everyday food, like items. But I imagine like that 16 ISK isn't the equivalent of going and getting a somewhat nice meal, or a decent meal for one. We're gonna go and do 1,000. We're gonna do 1,000 missiles. We're not gonna run out of missiles anytime soon, especially with 1 missile launcher. So I'm just not gonna shoot fast enough to run out. We're just gonna have a nice, easy time going hunting down whatever we're hunting down and scanning whatever we're scanning. Let's go. It's kind of funny considering that I do the Eve streams to relax. Considering the Eve can be a pretty stressful game sometimes in some situations, but a good kind of stress, I think. I think for the most part, it's pretty fun to do. In fact, actually, honey, I didn't see the corporation cash. Can I corporation wallet? Corporation balance is 4. Okay, it's 2 point. Yeah, I have a super low tax in my corporation, so, and it's pretty much just me in it. So it's me and one other person, I think. Oh, hold on. I'm just traveling. Hold on. No. Don't warp. Don't warp. I don't know where I'm going. I needed to go there. That was where I needed to be. I need to go back. Let's warp back real quick. It's been one of those. I wouldn't say lazy days. It's kind of the opposite. There's days that you're really tired by the end of it. So like I'm ready to I'm like today's been the day of sleep. I've been wanting to. Maybe it's a Friday thing. I don't know. Normally on Fridays I'm pretty excited, but today's been the we'll call it. I don't know what it's been about today, but today's just been. It might be the weather. Normally if it's rainy and it's kind of dark all morning and stuff like that. It kind of makes you just wanna rest and sleep. And I think going in and playing a space game where it's very calming and not very loud or anything like that, and except if you're in fighting, can kind of end up just compounding on it.
A module has run out of charges.
Not doing myself, I guess, any favors. What? We forgot to put the missiles in the launcher. Go in the missile. Go in the launcher missiles. Okay, it's reloading. We shouldn't. These guys really shouldn't be a threat. We gonna, I think, have range on him to some degree with the missile. Generally, you don't want to mix and match ranges. These blasters are really short range. Missiles can do pretty far, pretty much all the way out to their fall off. We're gonna say orbit at 1,000. Oh, missile got him. Let's go ahead get his stuff. Also with our character here, he's going to be basically the security officer of our corporation, so he's going to have fun just kind of going out and blowing up people every once in a while. And he's got 2 drones too. I've totally forgot. Heron's got some cool stuff with it. For a frigate, it's got some. Well, let's go ahead and activate gate. Oh, or go to gate. We're not quite to the gate yet. It's got some neat armaments. And the Tristan is like a drone, basically school bus, where it's just like, or just a bus period, where it's like, go children, attack them. And then if you're in danger, you just drive off. I don't know. It's like what do you call it? It's like it sends all the little drones out to go and attack. I don't know. Something about drones always make me laugh. Because it's like I don't know what it is. But something about a ship sending out smaller ships to go fight its battles. This is really funny to me. I like when I started out Eve. That's why I wanted to do 100% was do drone ships. Period. I don't know. It's funny to me. I don't know. It makes me think of like the old the classic Wizard of Oz, like with the flying monkeys. With the flying monkeys, it's like go attack them, while I sit back and drink coffee or something ridiculous. This pilot's too tired today. He needs drones to fight his battles. Speaking of, we haven't been using our drones. Really should be. But yeah, drone ships are pretty cool though. You do have to manage them, so it's not like it takes away any challenge or anything like that. It's definitely a valid way of playing. But I always find it funny from a narrative perspective. Like he's like, your pilot's technically driving and shooting, but in reality, for the player, both are basically the same. Like whether you're using drones or whether you're shooting, it's kind of like you lock on and you kind of manage it that way. But you think of it from the character's perspective. Like he's aiming and shooting everything else. Meanwhile, the guy who's getting to sit in the Tristan's like, well, they can do it. I don't know if maybe there's some kind of in-lore thing of where they're having to manage each single one kind of in some kind of way. But I always found that funny. Like if you could be a drone ship in the Eve universe, that to me would be, or missile ship. It's like drone and missile ship. Like if I had to be, and that's one of the reasons why I like Caldaris. I like missiles. I like to use a lot of the missiles. Hybrid turrets are fun too, but missiles are really fun. I don't know. I never got behind artillery. I've always wanted I've wanted to do artillery and stuff for a long time, but I never got behind. I guess I just never got. I guess I never really got behind the what do you call it? The I've always wanted I've always kind of like the Galente and the Caldari. The Minmatar remind me a lot of that homeworld faction, aesthetically, that I really was a big fan of too. Which is weird. I just don't know. I don't know what it is. I recall it. I never recall it. I guess it's because their ships come off as fast. That was the big selling point of their ships. And I really could care less if they were fast or not. And I guess I just kept thinking, well, I don't really care if I'm fast. And it's but they have the guns you want. I don't know. They said they're fast. I don't know why that was such a weird. What do you call it? Put off to me, but for some reason I just didn't I almost wanted. I don't know why I just was not a fan of the idea of a fast ship. I guess because their starter ships are like dogfighters, kind of. Oh, special. I need it, and I haven't scanned it yet. Oh, relic analyzer. Okay, hold on. I was using the wrong one. I think that's what it was. I think it's that they're a lot of the earlier fighters are dog fighters. They get really in close, kind of like with these blasters. I'm just not. I'm not a fan of them. I'm not a fan of getting in close. I rather shoot before they get near me, and so I just never got into it because I never got into artillery because I had to do something else first. I think that. But I had to do other stuff first, and I guess I never bothered to go through that first step. And also, projectile weapons are very much a certain style of play, and that they're a lot of them are armor tanks, if I remember correctly. I think Minmatar's armor tanks. And even I like the let's go ahead, Doc. But I like the I played the Amara for a little bit, but that was the same reason why I kind of stopped playing the Amara, is because I'm not a fan of the armor tanking. I'm not a fan of armor tanking. I'd rather have the shield stop it. So that's why I kind of settled in Caldari, because I was like, oh, missiles I can kind of fire from a distance, and I can kind of sit behind a shield. And if armor starts getting hit, I get out of there, or I know I'm in trouble, or I try to get something. I try to buy some time to kind of get my armor back up.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Always had this idea that I was safe. I always felt safer with a shield. Armor tanking to me is like riding on the edge, and I'm not a fan of that. Shield tanking, you know when you're about to get, you're in trouble when you're in trouble. Like when you've messed up, you know. Oh, we can take that. So we need to just take some cargo. I'm not gonna care about the engine. Engine's not gonna really matter because we don't autopilot just because it's a good way of getting someone to attack you. A lot of Eve is just knowing like what puts a target on your back, and that's one of the things that can put a target on your back. Go ahead, warp within 0. Because you kind of come off. I mean, there's code which kind of goes after them specifically, but realistically, the problem with with autopilot really doesn't really come down to specifically them, because I really don't think they're really all that what do you call it, prevalent to really be worried about just one corporation. It's not just one corporation that can make that an issue. It's more that people can. It's more that everyone kind of knows you're maybe away, and I think that kind of, it's like the same thing with like being anonymous. First of all, you can't see who they are in real life, right? So they don't know who you are, so you feel less bad for attacking them, right? So that person has less guilt for attacking you already because you don't know who they are. You're adding on to that, making them, because now on the other hand, they think that you're not even there. So that takes all the guilt out of just ganking somebody out of the equation. So if you want someone to not gank you, come off as you're there and you're personable. It won't stop you from getting ganked, right? But if you're cool and you're if you're cool and you're calm about it and you don't take things too hard or harshly, you're just gonna get ganked less. Or at least that's just generally saying, because if you're at the corporation hangars. Oh, this is where we got the corporation hangar. There you go. I didn't realize I went to the Archaeo. Alright, cool. Did we already get the reward? Oh, I think you dropped it off where we were. Let's go ahead, head back. I haven't checked the map, but generally we don't need to for these starter areas. They're normally, they're almost always dark. We're pretty much safe as long as we're still in the starter stages of this character. I shouldn't say safe, but you're pretty much, even if you did get attacked, your barrier to re-entering the game is very low. So if someone did just blow you up for some reason, you're not so far out of the game. You have enough resources to kind of get back in the game and move on. So probably a lot of people are doing the event. That's probably why it's pretty empty at the moment, at least in these starter areas. Then again, I saw like 50 guests at one of them, so maybe and locals got like 84 people. So I'm thinking it just, space is big. It just makes me feel like we're going empty, but in reality, I just realized I got 80. 83 people in the system are in local with me. So we have to consider that. Now, because I'm not looking at local. I'm set on corp. I keep forgetting that. So I'm only seeing me, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Docking permission
Go ahead,
requested.
Doc. Hopefully we can get a lot of missions done
Accepted.
today, so we can get out of that tutorial stage. I don't think we'll get all the way out, but hopefully we can get pretty far out. We're gonna go ahead and plug that in. If we lose it, whatever. Let's go ahead with business career. Expanded cargo. We don't need them for what we're doing. I think we're just acquiring. Okay, we're acquiring afterburners. And we can just buy them. So it's pretty much just like industry. I think we did something like this for industry already. Do I already have 2 afterburners? No. I thought I was wondering if I already did. Station, go ahead, get 2. It's okay. We're not worried about exorbitant prices here. That's really an unfair price. But you know, at this point, why not? We're not doing a normal style of purchase. This is just for completing this tutorial, and we're gonna get recompensed anyway. Pretty much all that money, so just getting out of the way is worth it. Actually, I would recommend in the starter areas you could actually make some good money off of selling the stuff that's required for these quests. Because I probably have paid out a lot just for like this, or just for some characters. I was just getting through the tutorial missions. We'll get a badger from this. That's pretty good. We need 1,000 scourge rockets. Scourge rockets. Okay. No buying, looting, or bargaining. You have to build the ammo from scratch. Okay. So we're gonna have to move on with the industrial one. Oh, we do that. Industry. Blueprints. Let's go ahead and throw in the good old scourge rockets. Exactly how much we need. So 47 minutes. So we're going to be continuing with the industry one in the meanwhile. Okay, so this is actually a neat one. Okay, this is one to pay attention to. The making mountains of molehills. If I remember correctly, this one actually has kernite. This one actually should have kernite in it. So let's take that. This will be a really neat thing for. This is something I missed the first time I played. Is I didn't value the material I was getting, and I really missed out on it. First time I did this. Because I didn't realize what I was dealing with. It's pretty expensive material. Let's make that our active. Ooh, we simulated fit. Called make active. Item hanger. Do we have anything to throw on there too? I don't think like. We were probably fine with what we got. Because we only really need the drones. We shouldn't have a problem beyond that. Drones should be enough. Drones should be enough to defend us while we're getting this kernite. At least I believe it to be kernite. Go ahead and warp there and see. There we go. I think it's gonna be Kernite, and I remember, and we can get a good if we can get a full haul of it. That should be a lot of money. We could either sell it or we could. Well, selling it's probably the better idea, to be honest. Especially, or we could hold on to it and give it to our corporation because I have other people who could refine it, other characters that could refine it. Yep, Kernite. That's really good. That's not a material you can typically find in high sec. Let's orbit. Let's go ahead and release the drones. We made money from something. Because I think what's going to happen is they're going to show up, if I remember correctly, after we mine a little bit, and then we can get the production assistant from them. I hope I'm remembering this quest correctly. Otherwise, we're just going to get a bunch of Kernite and forget where the production assistant is. I have to zoom in. Mining's pretty relaxing. It can be a little bit deceptive, though, because you're not really safe mining. Because people can find you, people can scan you down and hunt you. And most miners don't really have much of a defense. I mean, the Venture has a little bit better at warp stabilization and actually getting out of areas. I think something fell. But the warp stabilization is a plus. But beyond that, if they really want you dead, they can get you dead, especially in a miner. Joining a mining corporation might be a good idea if you are wanting to mine. Details. Let's check this again. Act as a decoy. Mine. Keep mining until you're act as a decoy. Mining until the enemy forces turn up. Destroy them and bring the spy back to me. You may keep whatever or you find out there. Okay. Oh, there he is. Hello. I was just reading about you. Go, my drones. Attack. Oh, dangerous act. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I forgot to lock target him. There we go. They defended me. Meanwhile, I'm going to be getting all this Kernite. Thank you very much. Might take a little bit, though. Just be able to relax for a little bit. Why do I have Veldspar? I have tons of Veldspar in my ore hold. What's going on? Forgot to take that out? Well, whatever. I'll probably get enough Kernite to not really care. Besides, I don't think that these are really big asteroids. I have a scanner on my other venture, my other characters, but I don't have a mining scanner in this one. So unfortunately, we're kind of in the dark on how much material is in these rocks. I think it comes out to somewhere around 5,000. So we're going to come out a little short because we already have some Veldspar. So there is that. Oh, we need to get the cargo container. Now we do have, hold on, we could just throw some, I don't know if there's, I don't know how much, hold on. Let's throw that in there. I wonder how much I can hold in my normal hold. I can throw a little bit in my, I call it, normal cargo hold. Oh, did we finish that up? Yep, it looks like we have.
The asteroid is depleted.
It's funny whenever it's describing the The asteroids after you finish mining them. It sounds so depressing. It's like it has been mined to like a shadow of its former glory. Track it. I always like the little track thing while mining, especially if you're orbiting. My recommendation is to always orbit while mining, especially if you're just kind of sitting back and relaxing. Because you, as you're orbiting around, you could see somebody just creeping up on you. So if you're just sitting back, like drinking coffee or something, and you're just relaxing, and you turn around and you see what do you call it, a ship coming up on you, you can kind of try to get away. Or if someone starts shooting at you, you've got lateral motion. So their tracking is going to have to track onto you as you're moving. It might give you just that extra second you might need to warp out if you're just a beginning miner. Very unlikely someone's going to come after a beginning miner with something better, like something with a cloaking device. It's possible, just very unlikely. Again, in EVE Online, nothing's really impossible. It's just some things are just not very likely.
Asteroid is depleted.
And it's playing the odds a lot of times. If you don't do autopilot, if you come off as that you're sitting at your chair, playing the game, or standing if you have a standing desk, I guess. But if you come off as that you're playing the game actively, versus just kind of like having something like sitting and walking away, coming back every once in a while, most people will leave you alone because they don't know what you know and what you can do. They don't know how good you are. You could have a new character, and they're like, they could be like, oh well, he's new. I can go after him, and then let's say you played a whole bunch, so it's not you're not you know how to get away, or you know exactly how you built your ship or stuff like that. I think mostly EVE Online is kind of relaxing like that, though. If you can get behind kind of the pace of it, it can be really rewarding. I don't know what it reminds me of. I played a lot of I wouldn't say it's so much like an idle game. If you liked idle games, you probably like that. Like where the games where you kind of like basically set up a little business and it starts making money, and then you move on to something else. You could like that, but I mean, if you wanted something more involved, it's basically like a more involved version of where you actually be the worker rather than the just kind of like an owner and it's going off and doing something. You actually have to kind of go do the work, come back, make the money. You kind of are in the full process of the business rather than just kind of sitting hands off to it. But it's less it's more I guess it's more a cerebral game, I guess you could say. Most of the planning, most of the game happens in the planning, and then playing it out typically goes exactly as planned. By that I mean is if you plan something to go well, unless someone plans something else like an attack, it's gonna go all right. And if you planned an escape, if you have a planned escape and a planned route, if you know what you're doing, you've got a full plan, and you've planned for whatever someone might do, you can find a way out, right? But if the other person's got a plan better than your plan, then they're gonna win. It's a battle of the plans. But yeah, the combat's gonna be the next ones up after these industrial ones. Figured we'd start with the industrial ones because they're fun. Most people, I think, kind of will probably start off as industrialists. I think that while some people may be eager to jump straight into the combat of EVE Online, industrialists, I think, if I remember correctly, last time they checked, the vast majority, like 70% of players or something like that, weren't even interested in PvP. Like, or I shouldn't say weren't even interested. I should say that we're more interested in the industrial side than the PvP. So about you got 30% of the population that really wants to PvP. The other part wants to probably do more industry than industrialism. So I figure that by showing the industrial side first, I have better odds of kind of showing you something that you might find useful. Also, if you're wanting to get into EVE Online for the industrial part, then you're kind of getting a taste of what it's like. Really, mining is kind of like fishing a little bit. You kind of find a good spot, good fishing hole, and you kind of just you kind of like just let it happen. You just kind of let we call it, let the fish bite the hook, then pull it in, and go on like that. We call it. But in mining, it's just you're just letting the asteroids get mined. You're just mining the asteroids, letting it work, letting it flow, not doing anything too crazy. I think the craziest thing miners do are when they start getting into, like, I guess, mining and anything lower than high sec, because then you start getting into people can attack you now, and they don't have to measure whether it's worth it. Because I think that when we were talking with our miner friend, we call it, who had the Oracle get lost in nullsec, or we call it, that was in nullsec. That's a capital industrial, I believe. So that's a good example of kind of like something to aim for as long as you get to like the Oracle. How we're doing on inventory space? We should be almost done with the ore hold, right? No, man, we're only half full. It's because we have civilian miners, don't we? We have miner ones. Oh, we're gonna track it. The Venture's a pretty nice ship for a starter. I think that we call warp stabilization is pretty helpful too, considering that the drones have warp stabilization because you can abandon the drones, so a starter can just kind of abandon the fight but have something still shooting, something to distract. Also, a new player who probably won't know exactly how to prevent themselves from being warp scrambled will have a chance of getting away if the attacker wasn't properly outfitted to stop a venture. But a lot of people, I think the biggest mistake I see people make is they just kind of sit their venture in a not quite high sec or low sec, or not quite low sec, but like right like a 0.6 or something like that, and they walk away. So I've seen like or even worse, they're in like 0.6, 0.5, and they've looted a box, so they're a suspect, and they're mining. I mean, I've seen that happen before, and I gotta check on them. I gotta check, like, I'm like, is this person like within 30 days or something? Because if not, I'm like, I'm not gonna go blow you up, but somebody might. Because I might be out there mining because I want to make a ship. I kind of like the collector kind of player. Some people are like the producers. Some people are like the predator, like where they go after and destroy other ships. Which I wanted to do kind of suspect hunting, but so many suspects are just new people, and so it's just I'd feel bad. I'd feel a little bit bad for it, and I don't think you're really even supposed to go after. I think if they're within 30, if they're in a protected system within 30 days, which most of the people within 30 days are in protected systems. Every once in a while they go way out. But I don't like picking on new people. It's not my style. So I don't know if we'll actually get a chance to do much suspect hunting. Because every time I'm looking around, they're always new. Unless someone knows a good spot where I can find some suspects. If anyone has some hot spots for suspects that aren't newbies, I'd be interested in actually doing some suspect hunting. Ganks can be kind of interesting, but I've never really wanted to. I don't know. I don't get much from salt from people. I never have. I know some people thrive on it because they call it the joke about it's salt farming, where they're kind of farming kind of the rage chat from from people that they gank. But I've never really saw the enjoyment of that. I'm more of a collector. I like getting everything in the game. I like having every ship, like maybe one of every ship. My other guy, that's what my more established characters is. They just get ship designs, and they're just working on getting the whole gamut of all the different ships in EVE Online. So that's why I would classify my gameplay as a collector. That's the closest thing to what I am in this game. Except for a while, I'm like, am I industrial? So I'm like, I kind of mostly build things and I don't sell them. I kind of go out, get money in the game to buy ships.
The asteroid is depleted.
Just to have ships. I feel like that'd be fun to do though. I'm not exactly how. Hold on, let's see. Let's go get some more. I feel like it'd be cool if they had kind of ship shows. I don't even know if they do that at EVE Online. It'd be kind of cool to start. We gotta go make a corporation kind of for showing off all the different stuff you might not know about, like whether it's ship skins, just the different ships in general. Put it like in a newbie area so they can kind of come in and see like a lot of the new ships. Kind of have something to aspire to. I don't know. That might be just the Star Citizen kind of Star Citizen gameplay because I play Star Citizen too, and I think that might just be an element there. Except the funny thing is in Star Citizen, it's like the opposite. I don't collect ships. It's so funny. In EVE Online, I'm like collecting all the ships. Meanwhile, in Star Citizen, I'm like, no, I'm good. You only have one ship. No, I'm good. We're good with one. I guess it's because it's real money, there's in-game money too. But I guess it's I can't. I guess because I don't feel like I made the ship. I feel like if they add in like a shipyard into Star Citizen, like where you can make the ship, I think that you'll have a lot more personal connection with it. I guess that would defeat the purpose though of them being certain brands. But that's one thing I hope they add to Star Citizen is ship creation. That's my favorite part of. I have every starter ship, or I shouldn't say starship. I have every frigate on one of. I think on my my other Caldari character. Every frigate blueprint, I think, really well researched. On my other guy. That's pretty much all he does is just research the ship blueprints. If I had to join a corporation, like a larger corporation, that's what I'd do. But EVE Online is kind of a game you just kind of hang out in. Kind of hang out, or even if you're like in PvP in EVE Online, you gotta have a lot of patience. Whether it's waiting in a gate, or whether it's going after a certain one thing or another. It's just a matter of having patience and kind of just putting your nose to the grindstone. The good thing is with Kernite, and actually one thing I'll do is I'll show you real quick just why I'm really excited about Kernite. Is if you look at its cost. So Kernite per item, basically, I'll say per, I don't know exactly what each individual unit would be called. Per unit, I hope unit. Per unit is 1,000, right? Per unit of Veldspar is, in fact, you know what? How much Veldspar is that? If there's still Kernite left over, I'm going to dump this Veldspar. Because look at market details, 14. That is 14 versus 1,000. That's a crazy price difference. Take advantage of this. Take advantage of this gift in this quest. Because that's why I consider it basically a free, huge treasure trove so many people miss. It's a huge. It's a lot of people. See the Kernite, especially like when I started out. I just saw Kernite. I'm like, oh well, it's just probably another high sec material. They wouldn't give me anything good in this tutorial, and I was very wrong. But you get fooled because there's fake Gnosis in another one of the tutorials, which is another really high cost material. But you run into basically fool's Gnosis, and so it's worth like $1, like a single, not dollar, but it's a single unit. Yeah, single ISK. Maybe it's like it's very it's practically worthless. The fake Gnosis or fool's Gnosis. In fact, I think you can't even really even find it on the market because I don't even know if you can find it outside of that quest. How are we doing on? You could speed this up though with some mining fittings, with like a mining improvement. If we go to we can also get a scanner. Survey scanner is what you want for your mining gear, so you can see how much is left in a stone or an asteroid. I think it's engineering equipment. No, not engineering equipment. Oh, it's because I'm only looking at one. It's going to be in the low slot, right? Harvest equipment. There we go. Mining upgrades. Mining upgrades would definitely speed this up. Well, it actually just causes them to use use less CPU. Oh no, increases yield on mining lasers. It would speed it up. By how much though? Only 5%. It'd speed it up a little. There's also a gas mining too, which could be pretty cool. There we go. Let's keep at it. We almost got a full venture of it.
The asteroid is depleted.
How much more Kernite do we have? So we're gonna make some serious money from this. Might not seem like it. This tutorial has probably got one of the biggest. You have one of the biggest capabilities to make a return. Most of the tutorial missions. Albeit you have to take a little time to get all the mining. So once you get like mining drones, you could also use mining drones, which would speed things up. But honestly, I kind of recommend hobgoblins or some other comparable early drone for starters, just so that if something does come up like a pirate, you don't have to leave. You don't have to go, well, I'm gone. Maybe have one drone if you really want to play it tight on firepower. Maybe do one drone, because typically AI won't shoot at drones. So you could do like one mining drone, one hobgoblin, and that would be a good way to get some materials. How many more materials we got around? I think we got very little. Oh, hold on. Let's go up. Ah, I'm zooming way out. I'm way off in space. Let's go back in. There we go. The funny thing is, I think we'd shoot it almost from here with the mining lasers. Watch this absolute mining sniper. There we go. It's funny. It's something about the, what do you call it? The targeting EVE Online's always been kind of funny to me. But not like funny, like weird, but funny like every time I target onto something, it's always like I'm eager to see it get hit. Whether it's missiles or stuff like that. Makes me think of like some kind of battleship game. It's got fun entertainment value just watching your ship do a lot of the. Yeah, as you can see, Kernite primarily in low and no security status and wormhole systems. Our mission was technically just to get the production assistant, though. We're going to get a lot more money than just what that was going to give us. I think that was going to give us... What was he going to give us? We're basically going to pull in $500,000 ISK from this. Because that's pretty much almost $500,000 ISK. And then we're going to get almost $1 million ISK from... Well, we're going to get... Hold on. How many units do we have? Okay, that's an estimated 30 million. That's 3 million ISK at the moment. 100,000 of we call it almost 100,000 or of worth of Veldspar. But we can probably get them that amount of Kernite. If we still have enough Kernite, we're dumping that Veldspar. It's not that important. Kernite is a rare commodity in high sec because you're not gonna get a lot of it. The question is whether we want to give it to our ship producer or if we don't want to. It's funny. I wonder if like a lot of I bet there's a lot of other kind of collectors out there that do have a lot of ships. And if we flooded the market, we could theoretically, if we all flooded the market with all the ships, if we did all try to just sell the ships, the prices of ships would probably go pretty low. I don't know. I don't know how many other people out there like collecting. These people don't typically talk about it as being a game style. However, my recommendation is never keep anything you want to have as a collection in anything but an AI station. You want to keep them in the NPC stations because if you don't keep them in the NPC stations, you could end up locked out and virtually no way to get it unless it was in some kind of security wrapper. And even then, you gotta be careful. Because on the type of ship, depending on the type of ship, if you like left and came back, you might not be able to get it back from the, what do you call it, from nullsec. If you're doing a player base. So don't let people convince you to take your high-priced items to player bases. Keep them nice and safe in stations. Especially like blueprints that you aren't going to be able to replace, and one-of-a-kind ships. By one-of-a-kind ships, I mean like things like maybe if you want to keep the ship that you started with, some kind of if you have a sentimental attachment to anything in the game, leave it in an NPC station. Oh no, they didn't die. The Ocrinites are okay. From our Ocrinite gameplay. They're good. They're in some trouble, but they're okay. They actually, believe it or not, they did what do you call it? surprisingly beat pretty good number of bandits. I was kind of surprised, honestly. They had been losing to horrifically low numbers up to that point. In almost every gameplay, they were losing against significantly smaller numbers. But then for some reason, when it came down to swamp ninjas, which are harder than normal bandits, and blood spiders, they decided to absolutely carry the day. I don't know what exactly happened there. I don't know if it's now they are. The problem is they keep running into them. We're just gonna dump on this Veldspar. Jettison. We're gonna get all the what do you call it? But yeah, we do Eve Online every Friday just to relax. We do a lot of high pressure games. Or I guess I shouldn't really say high pressure, but we do like a lot of kind of combat style games on during the week. Whether it was Survivalist when we did Survivalist. Or or in the case of Kinshi where we do a lot of fighting. I try to get a fight in every episode, but they're all right. Oh, what happened to them? They're right now. They're in the swamp. We left off the stream. They were still in the swamp. The problem ultimately comes down to that they keep getting into more and more blood spiders keep coming. So right now I'm like, man, I'm really impressed with you guys. You beat all those blood spiders and all those swamp ninjas, and then more blood spiders keep coming. I'm like, okay, good guys. Half of you about down now, but you're still all alive. You're doing all right. Then more blood spiders keep coming. So they're coming at us like in groups of ones and twos. They punch really hard, but they go down real fast. Blood spiders. So like they'll take out, they'll like punch somebody who's already been pretty injured from the previous fights. They'll punch them, knock them down. They get knocked down almost immediately. But then another one will come up, and so it's kind of like this back and forth of where we're slowly losing people, like getting knocked over. But they're still doing all right. Still doing all right because they still have more than 50% of them still standing up. And as long as you don't lose, as long as more than 50% of people are standing, each person can carry somebody. And blood spiders aren't all that quick. At least that I've seen. Yeah, the raptors did try. The raptors were eating the blood spiders. I was a fan of that. I left. I could be. I might leave the river raptors alone for a while. I may or may not feel a little guilty now, considering how many times I've killed those things. I think us and the raptors have gotten a new understanding called mutual enemy in the blood spiders. We almost filled up? I think we should be almost filled up. Probably go until we fill that up and then we'll go ahead and dock. Because this is just going to be a ton of money. Kernite's just so much more expensive. Like it's 1,000 or 100 times the expense of any base material. But yeah, Kinchi we do a lot of times Monday through Thursday, I think. I think before that we did Survivalist Monday through Thursday. And then I think we just kind of we change a main, well, like we have a flagship, I guess, series, and then we kind of have whatever's on Fridays just kind of chill and we just talk. Something that we can kind of watch. I kind of have a narrative going on with this one, but it's kind of like just relaxed. Kind of like I have like a little corporation here, and they're just supposed to be like a family business. And this is the security. This is the one we're wanting to get into the security business. Right now he's mining. Oh, you're actually doing a hive playthrough, but not ordinary hive. Oh, I think we're hold on. We're leaving the Kernite. Return to the Kernite. I want that money. There you go. Realized one of our mining lasers were off. Oh, that's pretty cool. You're doing a Fogman banished hive. So like, okay, so yeah, because the Fogman, if I remember lore wise on an. Yeah, that's true. Not many people like the hivers. It's kind of sad. Which is kind of sad, especially with how they look, with how they like with like the hivers are. They're so well. At least I should say that a lot of the Western hivers are really you can be you really feel sympathetic for them. It kind of feels like they're pretty nice, kind of cool. You call it Southern Hive. I think are kind Southern Southern Hive's a little more aggressive. That's where I think Southern Hive is where you get Igor. I think Igor is supposed to be Southern Hive. But Fogmen are basically where they've gone rogue. The rogue hivers, the rogue hivers, if I remember. Oh, they're xenophobic. Yeah, that's probably a good explanation of them. The Southern hivers, or Southern hives. They're not really big fans of having the other ones around. Western hives a little more open to strangers. That's pretty cool. We call it the one you're gonna really enjoy the speed. You're gonna really feel that need for speed. I guess you won't feel the need for speed. You'll feel the opposite. You'll feel the speed especially if you get prosthetic legs for those hivers at some point. Whether you're doing, I'm not sure if you're doing a prosthetic run or not, or like if you're gonna, or if you want to have them wear the because no hivers make prosthetics. I don't know if you're sticking with like only hiver prosthetics or something, but if you can get the scout legs on some of those hivers, they just bolt. I think they're faster than beak things. They're like the fastest things in the game. Let's go ahead and go and dock.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, UC. He's United Cities. He helps come. He attacks you after you mess with the United Cities Emperor. If I remember correctly. I don't know if you can trigger him some other way. But I think you'll have some fun with just how quick hivers can be. Beat things will be a problem of the past. We're docking. For any of them to have the scout legs. I think they can almost run as fast as a vehicle. I forgot what the top speed was. Hold on, actually, I can look up the top speed. Yeah. Well, they're good at stealth too, I think. I think the hivers are pretty good at stealth. Actually, hold on. I've looked up right here. The fastest speed you can go. Where are we going for? Oh yeah. So that's so. So they're gonna. So the. So by banished hive, you're basically you're having one of them be the. You're basically having one of them be the queen. You're having one of them be the queen, and kind of like you're kind of doing the hierarchy kind of gameplay, where you're having like one that has like they're kind of you're kind of doing the RP kind of run. Or I think there's even a mod to add in to be able to actually add in a Hiver Queen. I think there is a mod. I think 27 miles like miles per hour, or 29. Whoa, with scout legs, some people say they can get up to like 57 miles per hour for Princeton worker. I don't know if all these are accurate, but you can be a vehicle basically. You can be basically a little race car. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. I might have to look more into mods. So far, I've done mostly non-modded playthroughs, but there's some really cool ones I've looked at. Like always wanted they've got tons of lore friendly ones too. If you want to like play a certain style. I still like the prison recruitment one is one that I always thought would be fun too. I always felt like it was a natural thing to add to the game. Oh, we need to actually hunt them. Do we still have those rockets? We got 3 more minutes to deliver those rockets. That's pretty cool. Meanwhile, oh, the prince is the prince is his dex level up. They can get crazy good. They really can. Genesis mod pack. Let me see. If I've seen it, I forgot the name. Oh, I put it. Hold on, Kimchi. Oh yeah, I haven't come across this before. Oh, it increases max faction size, squad size, attack slots. I was talking about attack slots just the other day. That's really cool because attack slots totally changes the game up. That's really good. I don't know if I'll try to add it onto a run I've already got, or if I'll try to do another. But the attack slots totally change how combat works because I think I've seen like mods that do like similar things from part of that, but I haven't seen the whole pack, the whole like Genesis mod pack, which is really cool. But attack slots is what really kind of changes force multipliers in combat because you go from being able to have one person and only one person can swing at them at a time to where you can have like 5 people all swing at them at a time. So numbers matter way more. You kind of have to really make sure you bring, if you're gonna fight 2 people, even like down to 2 people, it becomes a much bigger challenge because now someone can hit you at your back while you're blocking the guy in the front, which is far more realistic. So I have to think about that whether I'm gonna try to do a modded playthrough of Kinchi. Because I've normally kept baseline for the stream though. Oh, we got just a minute. We got a countdown of a minute until we can get this mission done. The Scourge rockets. But yeah, that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, and I'm guessing that's from the mod that they need to have it where they eat a lot, right? That's probably because that would make a lot of sense. Because I think they're like half skeleton even. I don't know if that was just the queen in the thing, but they like have mechanical parts. The one I've seen. Okay, we're almost there. We got 10 seconds. 10 seconds until we finally get the what call it the rockets for this mission. There we go. There we go. And we got that mission done. We actually got all business Korea done. Oh yeah, I don't think they're supposed to know. You're right. I think that's supposed to be like a cough cough. Totally not. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just the one I saw. Because I think I saw like I think hold on. Let me look. They got like a metal thing up front, I think. Like they got like a metal kind of keg. I don't know if that's supposed to be part skeleton or if that's just what do you call it? Some of them. I really need to play more hivers. I really do. I feel like it'd be a fun, what do you call it? A fun playthrough. They're one of the most unique races in all of Kinchi. Okay, cool. Alright, go ahead. No problem. Thanks for coming, by the way. In fact, actually, I'm probably actually close to the end of the stream anyway. Normally, I go till 7. I typically do this just the Irish streams, but we got this one. I had a lot of fun with. So, I hope you have a good one. Thanks for showing up, and cool. I'm probably gonna go ahead and cut the stream here. So, thanks for thanks for showing up, and have a good time. All right, bye.